pass that to him, please? Or do you want to hold it the whole time? All right, thank you.
Barry, can you talk about the way you think this team played tonight? I mean, 44 shots on goal, but do you think you played the way you wanted to play?
Well, in the area, there's a lot of good things. I think probably there's more positives than negatives. Obviously, the one thing that that probably stands out is that we threw 77 pucks roughly to the net, so it wasn't like we weren't trying to throw pucks there. But we need to have a little more net presence, and we talk about that all the time. And their goaltender was good, and when the goaltender is good and seeing the puck, then you got to try to you got to make him not see the puck, and you got to get we need a little more traffic. We need second efforts, hung around the net a little bit more, or sort of one and done type things. We had a couple scrambles. I think Backy's line. I think we had one in the first and had one in the third there. And you've got to just create those second and third efforts around the net, create a little more havoc for them, and that's an area that we'll have to get better at. I mean, we've been okay on the road, I think, but at home here we've only got one goal in the last two games. The Jersey game, our last home game, was just a defensive battle. They don't give up much, and we didn't give up much, and we probably should have got a point there. But tonight, we threw enough pucks, but we need to be hungry around that. But if there's anything, just create those second efforts. Need more net presence in front of our bigger bodies, especially on the right side. We got some big bodies there. They got those guys can do some of that for us. I give Buffalo a lot of credit. They've beaten Toronto pretty handily. They've beaten San Jose pretty handily, and they knocked us off tonight. So they're playing with a lot of grit, a lot of commitment. That's a Teddy Nolan team. They started grinding it out. They're very opportunistic. They didn't have a lot of shots, but the ones they did, they whacked at it a couple times and ended up in our net. So.
At what point of the game did Mike Green sustain his upper body injury?
Towards the end of or early in the second, actually, I believe, early in the second. And so I don't think it's too serious, but I have not talked to my trainer yet.
Is it that hit along the boards?
Yeah, I think sometimes there's a little, you lift your arm up and you get hit on along the boards there, and I think the edge can get you sometimes. So that's probably my guess.
You talked this morning about what you saw as some better comfort level in close games and battling uphill like that. How did you think that was tonight?
Yeah, I thought. I mean, you saw he had some good looks. I mean, I thought the comfort level was fine. We just couldn't get the second puck to get it tied up. I thought when we scored the power play goal, I mean, we had a couple looks where the first period Ovi rang off the post. I mean, it should have been in, didn't go in, and I thought we responded. We got the power play goal. I thought we had good momentum, and really it was an individual play. Just one of our D-men sort of stayed out of the battle, and he got tripped up in the pile, and all of a sudden the guy gets to walk to the net, and then it's chaos. So that's the game. Sometimes it's not easy to take, but it's a game of mistakes. We made one mistake at the wrong time.
Do you feel like there was a little bit of frustration? It didn't seem like there was too much frustration in the room tonight, but a little bit of frustration of not sort of getting over that hump and being able to sustain a winning streak.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I probably, it's not really frustration. It's just, tonight we wanted two things. For me, I thought it was a little bit of a trap game coming back from a road trip, and get some travel, and Buffalo got a game canceled. We actually would have had them on the back-to-back, which seems to be would have been nice, but it didn't happen. And we wanted some momentum going, obviously, against the Islanders coming up here. We got a really big week, two against the Islanders. We got Toronto, and then there's no easy games in this league. And from our standpoint, we were hoping to have some momentum, regroup a little bit. We got some nicks from the road trip, and get ready for some battle this week. But yeah, it is. I think at home we wanted to establish something at home here. We haven't, last two games we've got one power play goal tonight. That's not enough for us. So how do you create offense, shots, traffic, second efforts? Power play we've only had I think that's a big part of what we do to
Right.
avoiding that.
After Mike Green went out, it looked like he went with Niskin on that power play. Can you talk about what that goal maybe does for him and if you plan on keeping him up there?
Yeah, well, he's been on the second power play all year, and then when Mike went down, usually Carly started out this year and very familiar with it. He was out there for a shift, pretty long shift, and so we went with Niski, and I think it gives him some confidence. He's played very well. He's arguably as good a defenseman as we've had all year in terms of his consistent play. Really a sneaky, tough player. Great stick and great sense around the net, and just real good poised player. So I think that's good for him to score a goal and get some offense, because he's had some really good looks. He jumps in the play at the right time, does all that good stuff.
Last one?
Barry, you've been here about a quarter of a season now. You've been able to see this home crowd. With one goal in the last 2 games, they've kind of been out of it. What's your take on, Marcus and Joel tonight said they gotta win to get the crowd into it.
Yeah,
The crowd
absolutely.
wants to, you know.
Yeah, when we score a goal, they go crazy. I mean, they're cheering us on. We have to do that. I mean, as I say, some games like the Jersey game, there was 2 teams not giving up much on both sides. But you know, tonight we tried to obviously score and get the crowd in it. But you know, we haven't been able to do that to get them all ramped up. We're a fantastic crowd, and we know it. But we got to make this place a really hard place to come into. It starts with us, and then we feed off the crowd, and we've got to get them started, and we haven't been able to do a good enough job there, so I apologize to them for not getting them into it as quickly as we need to some games, so.
Thank you.
I think Barry